The FCT MDG's office has recorded many success stories in the quest to empower women and youths in rural communities. The office conducts intensive entrepreneurial and vocational training to prepare youths and other beneficiaries for business development and management. Successful trainees are then linked up with microfinance banks to access microcredits for business startup. The goal is to increase access to finance and other financial services aimed at achieving MDGs 1 and 3, which is to eradicate extreme poverty and hunger and to promote gender equality and empower women. About 70 million naira has been spent in training of more than 1,200 women and youth in trades such as tiling, electrical installation, painting and decoration, plumbing and pipe fitting, livestock farming, tailoring, knitting, catering and confectionaries, etc. across the 6 area councils. Over 1,000 poor households have benefited from the conditional cash transfer program, thereby enabling over 4,000 school-aged children to be enrolled and remain in school and their families engaged in micro-business. Over 150 million naira has been invested in the Community Empowerment Agricultural Program through procurement of 12 tractors, 12 threshing machines, improved seeds, pesticides, fertilizers, sprayers, wheelbarrows, and provision of extension services to 236 community farms. These investments have raised production to about 700 metric tons of assorted grains from about 82 metric tons in 2010. So far, 26,000 jobs have been created through agricultural activities in rural communities, and 55,000 farmers have been empowered and engaged in profitable farming enterprise. The FCT administration is determined to reach more people before the year runs out.
As an agricultural base to build the microeconomic base of the FCT, we are building, or we are coming on board with microfinance scheme, where all the satellite towns will have access to banking. So whatever they have, they will be able to save, and it will propel them towards healthy competition between themselves, rather than loitering, rather than engaging in other obnoxious sins.
The FCT MDG's office has provided a microcredit window to over 3,000 individuals across the 6 area councils in collaboration with 2 microfinance banks. Majority of the beneficiaries are farmers who prefer to go into buying and selling during the dry season, while some others prefer to go into livestock production. Yunus Agomina got 100,000 naira to go into cattle fattening in January 2011. He said he made a profit of 300,000 naira and 7 of his 8 children are now in school. He's also providing consultancy services to other farmers who see hope for themselves in Yunus's success story.
I started with the microfinance bank through MDG program. They call us and they brought a form that we should fill, and we are able to fill the form, and they even grant us with some amount of money. Like my own, I was given 100,000, and that 100,000 I use it in purchase of cow, because I say I want to go on fattening. That was the purpose of my taking loan, and I bought about 4. One was 35, 30, 40. And I used part of my money to join to buy the 4th one. On which that of 35,000 one, I sold it 70,000. The other one, I was able to sold 75. Then the 3rd one, I make exchange with this female one now. It's the one that just give birth. And I added 20,000 to the butcher man, because when I saw it, it was pregnant. They want to slaughter it. I said I need it. That is why you see today it has born. So it is impressed to me that I have got a profit, the income. Even now, I will boast of 300,000 out of that 100,000 that they give me, because I purchased a cow. I even have presently, with that money, I have about 5 cows now at my farm, apart from this one. And if I'm to sell them, to be sincere, each of them, some will reach 200. Like the one, the biggest one, it will cost me 200. But I don't want to sell it because I want to leave it as service book. That is why I service this one, and now I have benefit. And some farmers that would collect the loan together, some of them are coming to me that they want fattening, and I have about 4 of them that I put them into that training. They have been coming to me for advice. Sometimes I will go to them, the type of crop they will use, the feed they will give them, so that they should grow very fast. When you are doing fattening, it's only 6 months. But rearing is more than like that. And I'm grateful. Even I want to even acquire more, if I will get more, because it assists me well. Through that loan, I was able to have my children in schools. And even if you go to that, the other side there, I bought CDM and I still bought some where I am, which is just a progress to me.
We focus mainly on 2 groups. The first group is the farmers. So under the microcredit scheme, we have the agricultural loans and we have the loans for entrepreneurs. So our farmers have been benefiting. Mostly they are from the cooperatives. Cooperatives formed from the Community Empowerment Agriculture Initiatives and other members who apply to us directly. The farmers too, we are working with CBN and NAIC on the insurance aspect of their loans, so that those who are able to pay in good time, they have a rebate based on that program of CBN, that is Agricultural Guarantee Credit Scheme.
Miriam Sadiq got 70,000 naira to expand her business of providing refreshment for people in her neighborhood. She started selling from a cooler outside her house. Now she has a provision shop and a locally fabricated cold room.
I collect this money for business, about 70,000. So we start it with a small cooler. After we started with the cooler, then the improvement, then we start with this one. Then we have a generator, this thing. So people are coming to buy. So it's because of our generator that's giving up problem. If not, we could have paid the money since then. But the money remain about 10,000 to finish. We finish this week or this very month ending.
We identified her during our assessment because we did the assessment, we gave them forms, we saw her capacity to utilize the loan. So we identify her. She has a cooler where she's selling the minerals and pure water. So we gave her a loan of 70,000 and she has increased her business. Just then we came for monitoring. During one of the payment period, we saw her, we interviewed her. She says she has appreciated what's given to her and she has increased her business, that she now has a cold room locally fabricated for brewing ice block and pure water. Equally, she got a shop where she's selling some provisions from the proceeds of the loan she was given. That's what she's utilizing the loan for. And the repayment is okay because she has been paying it on monthly basis. Unlike some of the farmers that she's paying it on monthly basis and is on. And she's going to finish this month. What is left for her is about 10,000. And she's on the line because there's no any extension for her. She's within the period. And I would even advise, after this payment, she should be revoked because it is encouraging the way she's doing.
The FCTMDG's office is also empowering disabled youths to discourage street begging and make them positive contributors to the society. The Rahama disabled metal workers were given a loan of 200,000 naira to expand their welding business. They spent the money on new equipment, including a generator, and are now making up to 15,000 naira daily. Without this equipment, they were making just 3,000 naira daily. Chairman of the group, Muhammad Aliu, said as beggars, they earned at most 1,000 naira daily, but now they are employers of labor and people no longer look down on them.
Alhamdulillah,
we thank God for everything. In the past, we were beggars and hawkers roaming about for our daily needs, until we had an encounter with MDGs and they provided us with welding machine, generator, and other equipment for this job. MDGs has helped us, and by the grace of God, we will not disappoint them. We are very grateful. We were trained at the vocational center in Buari. Life is better now compared to the past. We are living a better life now. In the past, we earn about 2,000 to 3,000 daily, but now we make at least 5,000 or more daily. As you can see, our lives have changed.
Har sama da haka, wani lokacin dai abin da yake in kasuwa ta zo sai ka ga mun samu kaman 12-13 haka. Alhamdulillah, gaskiya muna jin daɗi yanzu. Allah ƙara taimaka musu, masu taimaka mana.
We've given various groups of entrepreneurs, they've accessed our loans, including the disabled groups. The disabled group approached us that they were having challenges with equipment. They don't have enough equipment and they don't have a permanent place to stay. So through one of the microfinance banks we are working together with, they were granted a loan of 200,000. And theirs was a little bit different because our loans are just for 1 year, but they were given the grace to pay in 2 years, because based on the analysis of what they used to earn before they were given this equipment, they needed time, they needed more than 1 year to repay this. But the good thing is that now they earn 5 times more than what they used to earn before. So I believe in less than 2 years they will be able to repay the whole loans.
The FCTMDG's office is working towards the eradication of extreme poverty, especially among vulnerable groups like the handicapped, widows, orphans, and others. The FCTMDG's microcredit scheme is aimed at providing financial window for graduates of the vocational training and other entrepreneurs in the rural areas that cannot raise funds to start or expand their business. It has a distinctive feature of creating jobs in the informal sector. It also promotes banking habits among the rural dwellers. Up next, we visit Gui village after 2 years to catch up on how far the microcredit loan collected by beneficiaries there has impacted their lives and the community. Years ago, we brought you the story of how the FCTMDG's office intervened in Gui village near Soka by granting microcredit to some individuals. The lucky men and women received loans for business startup. The community leader Al Hassan Yusuf received 150,000 naira so he can expand his cattle fattening business. Adamu Eliya, who has 7 children, got 80,000 naira so he can trade in farm produce like yams, while Memuna Abdurrahman, who was pregnant with her 3rd child, got 100,000 naira so she can trade in the buying and selling of melon seeds, also known as egusi. Memuna now has a 2-year-old son and has opened a provision store in the community.
I am very grateful. I could not start up a business because I had no money. But due to MDG's intervention, I now have a business of my own. And the business is really doing well. I've finished paying up my loan. When the loan was given, I was pregnant. This is the boy I gave birth to. The money really helped me with his training and health. My other children are now in school.
I invested the money given to me in farming, and I have made a lot of profit from it. It really helped me a lot. I have also paid back all the money.
Chief Al Hassan Yusuf is forever grateful for that loan given 2 years ago. He said he was able to come to the aid of some members of the community who needed it most and was able to expand his business. Now, with his personal savings, he is building a new palace and has spent over 2 million naira on the project so far.
2 years ago, a loan was given to this Gui community and I'm one of the beneficiaries. about 5 of us that was given the loan. Most of us that collect that loan, we really enjoy it, and it helps us with the beneficiary and the entire community. Because most of the time, as you know, the livelihood of a village man, sometimes he will be in problem looking for something that will assist him monetarily. He will not get it. But we that collect that loan, most of our, once such thing happen, we used to help, we used to assist and give them part of our resource. What we source through that loan, we will give it to the community and it benefit them. Our life has been improved because most of our projects that even is done in my house here is through that money. It was through that loan I was able to rent my office that we are looking here. Through it, the money is part of it. So, and a part of that project, I also send my children to school. Most of my children are in secondary school and some are in tertiary institution. And it is through that loan that helps me because I've been using the money here and there. Sometimes I will buy something and keep. Later I sell, I will benefit. So the loan really helps us. So great.
I was there to monitor what is going on. And when I went there, the former room that animals were kept has now been converted into a shop. So I was asking them, where are the animals that were kept here? They said they've been moved away to another location and that the place is now used for a shop. I said, whose shop? They said the woman that collected this loan. So I was happy. I called her, I engaged her. She was so happy. She said she has opened a shop. And the time I visited was even Salah was approaching. So she was if she would get additional funds, she would stock her store with some small wrappers because there are all these Fulanis around them that are coming to buy things from the shop. And I was very happy. The men are also into cow fattening. You saw the cow fattening because the number was large. That's why they have to move them to another location. And you can see that the chief of the village, though he has his businesses before now, other source of income, but with this microfinance and the training he got from us, he has a steady way of expanding and increasing his income. And he has embarked on building a small palace for himself, which was not there before. You knew we used his small palace to disburse the funds, and when you go there now, you will see an edifice, a small modern palace. And I think it's a success because that's what we are looking for, to see people, and such people now, they will not depend on anybody for a handout. They have what it takes. They are creating wealth themselves.
The microcredit program of the FCT MDG's office has encountered some challenges in the course of execution. The available resources cannot cater for the large number of people in need of the loan. There is also a misconception of the program to be a free grant from the government.
We have to work very hard to let them know that this money is not a government money that they take free, because it is a bank, our bank, that is giving them these facilities. So later, the repayments, after those thoughts, we now realize that it's because of the impression they have that it is government money, they are not going to refund it. We now follow the routes from where they got the information. So they are trying to look at it. Now the payment has improved because we told them that this money is going to be refunded and it's going to be a revolving scheme. Anybody that finishes is entitled to take again. So one of the challenge is that they feel that it was a government fund. Then secondly, the business challenges. You see, some of them, it's not only this woman. We have them under the youth empowerment. We have some who are tailors. We have iron vendors among them. Then we have some that have provision shop like this among the women. So what we have now is the businesses, at times the turnover is very low. But that doesn't stop them from getting the monthly repayments, which they've been doing, they've been remitting. Then in the other way, you see that like the tailors, their own repayment is well, because they've been trying on monthly basis, they are paying. The only thing they have is the savings culture, which as a bank we have to do to them to encourage them on how to learn how to save from the little proceeds they get after repaying.
One of our challenges is the microfinance banks themselves, because they have not been doing that business in the rural areas. So to them, it is a new area entirely. So because of that, we don't get to meet our target dates of disbursing these loans and getting them to the people in good time. Why? Because they lack the personnel, and going into our rural areas is a difficult thing also because of the terrain, more especially during rainy season, in as much as we try to advise them that the scheme, the disbursement should be done shortly before the rain starts to enable farmers to have access to this fund so that they can invest it in the venture they decide, more especially farming.
Some of the basic challenges we face really has to do with the beneficiaries, largely because we intervene in these rural communities. They are not educated, so issues about bookkeeping, they don't have any idea about it. So it's really very, very difficult for us to get these loans to them to use it properly. So what we're trying to do is to ensure that sensitization and some level of training is given to them first before we disburse the funds to them. And we also have this issue of repayments. Some of them, before they repay, it takes them a long time. So we have to persuade before refunds are made by some of these beneficiaries.
These challenges notwithstanding, the FCT MDG's office has outlined the plans for 2013 to include more beneficiaries towards meeting the Millennium Development Goals come 2015.
The banks have recovered, based on the report submitted to us, have recovered over 70% of the loan. This one that we just disbursed, some are still under the moratorium period because of their farming activities. We plan to replow back those ones, the 70% that we recovered from them, so that it will serve as a revolving fund. I told you that one of our challenges is the fund itself. So we want to use that also to replow it back into the program. And we also made provision for some little amount, because this year our budget for the empowerment is not very, very buoyant. So we intend to add, even if it's another 30 million to the 120, so that we can reach out to many people in the rural areas.
We have some funds under the 2012 program, under the skills acquisition program. Recall that the funds we are using for the microcredits is a revolving one. We are using the microfinance banks. They have some contributions there we have to, so they are the ones revolving. But based on the number we are trying to have now, the funds there might not be enough. So we're going to take some parts of some funds from the funds appropriated for skills acquisition under the 2012 CGS. Part of it we will have to pull it to the microcredit funds, so that we can accommodate more of the beneficiaries, so that they can access the loan and begin to do some business.